Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandrago's Cave. Today we are gonna be learning how to draw a body, a cartoon body, the basic shapes or the basic patterns or steps to draw a body. Okay, the other day I shared a first video. It can be a first video of a nice playlist of how to draw, how to learn how to draw. This video, I said, like the other one, it is for basic knowledge. You do not have any knowledge before about drawing? Good. You already know some things. You can watch it as well, obviously, but it is more focused to those who want to just learn a little bit how to do some basic shapes, some basic characters, some basic faces. So you can do this exercise with your kids as well, with your family, with your friends. Doesn't matter, you are 5, 6, you are 90, 100 years old. Just go, grab a pencil, and let's start drawing a little bit, okay? This is traditional art. You can take the Photoshop, you can watch it and draw in Procreate in the meantime as well. In whatever way you want to do this, doesn't matter, because this is learning the basics that you will use in all the media that you want to create, okay? So basically, let's start with making a basic shape of a rectangle, okay? A rectangle. As you can see, I am not pressing, as I explained in the previous video, I am not pressing, because if I press, okay, that I'm gonna press here on the side, if I press to sketch, and then I say, oh my god, I've done a mistake, I didn't want this shape like that, I want it a little bit more different, and then I try to erase it. Doesn't matter what type of pencil you have, but if you put too much pressure, you see this ugly there. But if I erase here, this rectangle, nothing is there, okay? We want to be delicate when drawing. We want to do like this, square, well, a rectangle in this case, okay? A rectangle is going to be our torso, okay? I am not going to be focusing in male or female body or fantastic body or anything, okay? Like for a imaginary character, for a anthropomorphical animal. I'm just gonna do a basic shape. It's gonna look like a robot, basically, for you to know the pieces that you need, okay? This is the torso, okay? A rectangle. And then we create here a triangle that is gonna define, okay, here, the middle part of the body that is gonna connect with the legs, okay? Let's see. I wanna do 2 lines here, for example, long lines, to define my legs. But if we are following the pattern of shapes, basic shapes, you know, we should have halfway through a circle for our knees, another circle here, okay, that is connecting all the pieces, and then you can do these kind of ovals here, okay, to define the legs, more or less, and then here we make the lines to define our feet. We need, again, articulation. For articulation, we can represent that with a circle, okay, and that's gonna be, let's say, for example, a triangle. A triangle like this is gonna be nice to define the feet, okay? As you can see, we have something already here in the making, okay? So we are going to follow the same idea for the top part to make the arms. We will do these 2 ovals here that represent, okay, the arm, and then again articulation is going to be a circle, and then again another 2 ovals to define the forearm there, articulation, and let's say that in this case the hands, I want to do 2 squares, okay? This is a basic body. And then we learned in the previous video that if you haven't watched it yet, I invite you to click here and you can go there and see how we draw a face, but you are gonna see it here again. We basically have a circle to define our head, and then we have like a triangle shape to define what it is, our jaw, or the type of the face that we want to make. It can be triangle, it can be rectangle, it can be circle, any type of shape that you want to do. This is just the basic. And then we can make the neck. The neck, obviously, it has a little bit of shape here. Depend of the type of body that you want to draw, okay? So for starters, let's just do a rectangle so you understand the shapes, okay? Like this. So once we have something like this kind of marionette, this kind of puppet here, you can start, these are the lines to define where we want to put the eyes and the nose and everything. You can start defining your character, okay? I recommend that you do it with pencil all the time, because we are sketching, we are testing, we are kind of seeing what we want to do. And let's say that my character, I want to connect all the parts, okay? I want to make it like I'm gonna draw myself, okay? I have in my Instagram, and that you can see down below in the show more section, I have a lot of drawings of myself as a caricature. The best example, the best learning and reference for you is your own body, your own face. So I invite you as well, that this is something that they do in all the animation studios, in all the cinema studios as well. Put a mirror in front of your desk and look at yourself, how the body proportions are, how if you want to do a face mocking someone or smiling to someone, how it deforms, okay? Very nice and very interesting. And that's the best example that we have to learn, okay? You can see references from online as well. You can open Google, say people running, people doing exercise, people standing. You can stop a movie, for example, a frame of the movie to copy what you want to draw, for example. But it is nice always to understand kind of some of the pieces that you need to create this initial puppet, that on top of this you will define your character. More cartoon, more realistic, doesn't matter. Even when you are doing 3D, you will start by creating these kind of pieces to start modeling your character in ZBrush, for example, or in Maya, for example, okay, as well. I've been teaching very young kids and elder generations as well, and for everyone that I've been teaching, this is useful, and maybe some people didn't know one part, some people didn't know other parts, but it is useful, okay? Proportions, more or less, if you want to go realistic, your average adult should have 8 heads of size. If you take this head, okay, and you replicate it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that will be an average kind of realistic type of drawing. As you see in the channel, and I always promote in the channel the cartoon style and more caricature style, I play with those proportions to make it more appealing to my liking, okay? I always liked it more because I come from things like Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, that everything is deformed, okay, and caricaturized, okay. But as you can see, I'm gonna be drawing myself, so I'm gonna dress this character. You can design the body, okay. You could, for example, start this, designing the muscles and everything. You will need to learn about muscles and everything, but we are not on that part at the moment, and that is a full process of learning muscles and realistic, okay, and proportions. Now we are just trying to learn this robot puppet looking, so you can start drawing, or if you're a kid, you can start doing this as well, and multiple types of body. For example, okay, let's say I'm doing my famous jumper, okay, my particular jumper, my favorite jumper, like this, okay. And then, as we said here, the eyes, I have glasses, so I'm gonna put the glasses, and I have beard, so I'm gonna do the beard, the ears, okay, and the hair as well, like this, okay. Here, defining, going around defining what is gonna be, and easy to make the fingers. We will do one probably about hands as well, but basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very basic. We don't need to worry about this now. Hands are a full world, so we may do a video only about hands, okay? But as you can see now, how I'm just playing with random proportions just for you to understand the pieces, it looks a little bit funny, a little bit more cartoony than normal. The arm stretched should fall more or less here. To have like a kind of realistic proportion within the cartoon as well, the arm stretched, it should fall around here. So this one, obviously, we made it a little bit too long, but we are just learning the process of the caricature and the body, okay? So here as well, I'm closing these lines with my pen to define the trousers. Yes, I'm gonna do here the socks and my shoes, okay? Very basic, like this. Very basic, okay? So as you can see, we have something here, okay? We have something that we can start. I wanna do just a quick line so you can understand the pieces, altogether the pieces, what we have done right now, okay? I'm gonna make here like this. As you can see, I have it very practice this part, so I can see all the parts that I wanna draw. I'm just doing over the lines, easy, so you understand the steps like this. Don't worry about perfection right now, just try to do a clothing on top of this robot that we have done, okay? For example. Nothing needs to be perfect, okay? Like this. It is a nice design that we have here, okay? A basic character. Let's say that we have done this main body, that this is the main size I want to do, for example, for now, okay? This is going to be my main size that I'm learning how to do this skeleton, but oh my god, what if I want to do a guy that is bigger, okay? So we have the rectangle the same, but just position it a little bit higher, and let's say I'm going to widen it a little bit more like a square than a rectangle, okay? And then maybe, okay, do here, triangle for the pelvis, and then I want to do, you can do it as well, instead of ovals, you can do lines, like one line, circle, one line, circle, feet. One line, circle, one line, circle, feet. And as you practice, you will see how the characters, these cartoony characters, are coming to life, okay? We have here the triangle, we have here the shapes, you see, you can do squares as well, rectangles as well if you want, okay? And like we did in the previous video, a little bit more bulky character, for example, will require, for example, bigger shoulders, for example. So my articulations that I'm doing here, okay, my joints, the joints here, I'm gonna be making it a little bit more like this, circle, like this, circle, and big hand. Here as well we will see it more because it's not on top of the other one, like this, circle, like this, circle, and big hand, for example. And the neck, I don't want to do a square because it will be very weird. So we need to connect with the head, so it's better if we make a triangle instead, like we did here at the bottom. And then, again, we make the face, like we did the other day, the face, okay? And you can dress it as well, you see, like this. So this is a basic way of doing a character design, okay? Let's say here we want to do let's say we want to do a girl. You can follow the same pattern just to learn at the moment. It's a taller girl than myself in this case for the proportions. I'm drawing like this. And instead of doing a triangle that I'm doing here, the girls have a little bit more of a bell shape here. So you can try to do like a circle, okay? So then you see it will do like a little bit more of a shape and follow the same pattern here, okay? Think about the circle like the triangle here. We have the joints here, the articulation for the body that connects the limbs here, okay? All these limbs we will have here as well, okay? 1 and 2. Nothing perfect. Take the pencil, just how it looks like this, it looks good. For the arms, it looks good. It looks like a bean, okay, like a bean. And 1 circle, 1 circle, feet. Again, 1 circle, 1 circle, feet. And you see more or less in the same line, a little bit taller. For here, let's do 1 circle, 1 circle, and the hand it will be here. Okay? 1 circle, 1 circle, and the hand it will be here. Kind of saying hello, okay? Something like this. And again, we want a little square here or a little rectangle to define what is the neck. And then we can do, like we learned in the previous video, how to do a face. This is a very long neck, for example, for the girl. And let's make it here on the side. We learned about this in the previous video, how to make a little bit of perspective, but we can make more videos, more even different videos, okay? Like this, okay? As I said, I always draw cartoony, but this can be applied for everything. If you use this technique with more patience, you can actually do everything nicer. I would recommend as well that you start from the top and you start going down, that you allow a lot of paper to be able to draw going down, okay? You can start drawing the head, and by defining the head you are able to figure out better the shapes of the body that you want. Okay, I start by the body. Sometimes I start by the body, but normally I will start by the head. Why? Because you need to find your own way of doing the things. You can't start with the hand because it's gonna be difficult for you as a starter, as a person trying to learn it's gonna be a little bit difficult to connect all these pieces if you start by the hand or if you start with one leg. So I will advise or start with the face, with the head, or start with the torso, or with both at the same time, like this, to create the full body. So you avoid things that you don't want to see in your drawing, like maybe you don't want to do it that cartoon and your neck end up very long, for example, like this one, okay? But we can try to do this thing. So without pressing, again, you can, even if you start working like this a little bit, like doing some lines like this, you will see that the body comes to life like this, okay? Then you can have, I don't know, a peace sign here, for example, and she's smiling, and then we have the trousers are gonna be here, okay? And then the circle, obviously we don't want a circle down here, we can close it like this. Depend of your style, you can find as well the way that you're gonna be designing clothes as well, okay? Something like this. Something like this, for example. And let's say that this hair, for example, we want to make it a little bit here, fringe on the front, and then it's gonna be falling here, very long hair. You can create a little bit of shape as well for the upper side of the body as well, like this. This is practice, this is just practice. I'm just doing very quick and random sketches so you understand the structure, okay? The structure of here, a square, okay, rectangle, or square here, circle, okay, and then these pieces to create our character, okay? I invite you to do this exercise at home. I invite you to test it with different characters, okay? And here as well, you can see how we can define the shapes. In this case, more square because my character, I want to be him more bulky in this cartoony style, okay? This caricature of the person, okay? And then the circle, the shape, okay? Here is gonna be where I'm gonna be placing the ears, the nose, the eyes and the mouth, okay? And then we use a triangle because this guy is big, is bulky, okay? Something like this. And then we want to do this kind of shape here at the bottom. to create, okay, the pelvis as well, and then we have the circles. As you can see, this kind of robot looking. This is basically the very basic to learn how to draw anything. You want to draw a chair, try to take the basic shapes out of it. This is a square, this is a rectangle, these are some lines, okay? You want to draw this eraser, you see, it is like a round shape, but it was originally a square, okay? You want to draw a pen, okay? So if you look at this, it's a long rectangle, but if you look like this, it's like a circle, okay? So everything has a shape that you can learn how to draw and figure out how to draw, okay? Here we see this, here we see the character. So you can see a bear skeleton there, and then some designs on top, and then this guy, you can dress him. I'm gonna say, okay, it's gonna be very big arms, he's gonna have short sleeve, for example, so you define this. Or he's gonna be wearing a shirt like this, okay, for example. Trousers, for example, like this. Just very big arms, again, shirt or shirt on top of this, you see. Now I want to paint this because it's gonna be a black shirt like this. Underneath the white one on top, I don't know, for example, like this. Feel free to go to the comment section down there, ask any questions, and if you want me to do another one with bodies, just ask about it. And yeah, here in this one you can see I'm modifying the body like this, but you see the girl is there underneath, longer neck, okay, because I want to do it like this in this case, okay. The girl is there, okay. The hand is gonna be there, and then here we can do triangle, we can do circle, beta circle to find this kind of shape going down like this, okay. I think it can be helpful at the beginning to learn. I found it more helpful at the beginning to learn and to teach to other people and how to define it, okay. Okay, go to the simplification. If for you it works better to do a full line, but make sure to understand what pieces of the body you are drawing, okay. I'm able to say, okay, this is one line, it's gonna be a full leg, and here in the middle I have the knees, okay. I'm good with that, but at the beginning maybe it's worth to see, okay, 1, 2, 3, and touch it and see, okay, there is one joint here to articulate the body, like move the body, another one here, okay. The fingers are the same, you see the fingers have as well different connections that when we do another day hands, for example, you can see 1, 2, 3, and then the arm, okay, like this. And the best example, look at your hand and try to copy and draw your hand, okay. But as you can see here, 1, 2, 1, 2, and the hand, okay. And then let's say that we want to do the hair. The hair can be separated as well, the same, a square like this, a circle like this, and then a big rectangle like this, and you have a hair, okay. All of these very basic shapes. You should do it, this skeleton, this puppet type of drawing, you should do it with pencil, okay, with pencil. So if you do a mistake with this, you can't erase, but with this you can, okay. So something like this, it is very easy to do, very easy to practice, very easy to learn, and I'm here as well to answer any kind of question that you may have. And yeah, I think this is something nice that, for example, I say I want to continue defining this guy. I can define this guy then like this. Obviously very quick I'm doing it here, but you can define the guy like this. Okay. This kind of black trousers that he's wearing maybe, okay. And like we did in the other guy, oh, we want him to have a scar here, for example. He can have a scar if you want, okay, or he can have 2 hairs there on the head because you want to do it like that, okay. And we can personalize characters later in another video, okay. This is a design, for example, that he has here. I don't know. A design for the shirt, I don't know, like a skeleton or something that you can draw. Okay, so as you can see, I always follow, this is the way I draw, but how I've been drawing for so many years, at this stage I mix all the steps and I blend all the process, and I can directly start with the face without having to do the basic lines. But for learning, it can be interesting, okay? So I'm just gonna be quick, moving this a little bit to the side, okay? Like this. So as you can see, easy, like we've done here, again. Rectangle, okay, some sort of rectangle there. And then, here at the bottom, we do circles, like this, at the top circles, because we will do the arms, and we'll do the legs here, okay? And then do. If you have already a line for the floor, do a full line. But if not, just do one, or do an oval like this, and a circle. And then I'll do another one, like this, and a circle. And then the feet. Again, same. Circle, oval, circle, oval, circle, and the feet. Okay? And then here as well. I said at the beginning, when I was drawing this first one, okay, that the normal arm should go more or less up to here. So just make a mark, for example, here, so you know that your arm is gonna be like this, kind of. Half of it is gonna be what we need. Again, a line like this. Okay? So we have the full arm. What are we missing? The hands. Again, articulation here, the joint here, to the hands, and a square. Okay, we forget about the fingers now, but this is basic one. And then what we do here, we can do a square for the neck, and then we can do a circle for the head. Easy, basic, okay? And we do, for example, a square for the jaw, okay? Because we can do different shapes, okay? You see? We have our character there. This is a very nice and easy thing to do with your kids. You are at home, it's Sunday, you are bored, they are bored, you don't know what to do, or they don't stop moving around. Just sit them on the table with some paper and do this. This is very easy. You can watch it first to see the steps and then do it with them, okay? Or you can just put the video on the TV and step by step start doing all these things. Very, very easy. And as I said, doesn't matter the age that you are, you can learn this, it's very easy. And by learning this, you already know the basics on how to design a body. And from there, you can make it as realistic as you want. Okay, you can start adding all the details or modifying a proportion. Okay, another day we can see positions, movements, line of action, so how the character can be walking, can be running, can be jumping, can be throwing a javelin, for example, riding a bicycle. That's a little bit more difficult because we will need to draw the bicycle too. Maybe not something for a starter, but something like walking it can be interesting for you to see the movement, okay, or someone jumping, okay. And yeah, I think this is more than enough for today. This is very nice and very interesting for today. And feel free to write your opinion in the comment section, send me things in the comment section, or what is the problem that you encounter if you try to do the exercise. And if only one person by watching this video is just, trying to do something, that's great. That for me is great. But as you can see, drawing is something that you can learn step by step and in an easy way if you want. I will be putting videos every now and then about things like this, okay, very easy things so you can learn how to do faces, how to do bodies, how to do hands, how to do hair, how to do eyes, how to do movement, how to do someone walking, and how to draw animals, for example, and always from very basic. And go and get a sketchbook and follow the journey with me. I'm more than happy to be here doing this stuff, okay? I think I finished for today, and I am gonna be signing. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the step-by-step, the process, the explanation, and yeah, I see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.